So here's where we're at. I cut the remaining 3 pieces on the saw, and you saw that on the one video shooting down over the saw. I got to admit, that even made me nervous. I thought, oh, if that phone dropped, I can't even go there. So what I did is I've cut them all, and then what I did is I made sure I got the right part up, and I numbered them 1, 2, 3, and 4, so that I then put them on my bench and they rocked back and forth like this, so I knew I had the right side up. The reason I number it is because if you ever accidentally cut them to length and you did it this way or glued it this way, you'd have a whole big mess on your hand, and that's defined in the dictionary as not good. So we number them just to make sure we don't make any mistakes, and also to make sure that we get it right. You'll recall on the top I had a line drawn there, and when we take this and we run it through the saw, it cuts that line off. So that's why I put the line down the side for the center, because then I can take this little square, which comes from Lee Valley, and I can take that and put that on there like so, draw the line back, so when I'm lining up the cut in the back here, which we're going to do in a minute or two, I know that I can get it centered and I'll have the right curvature for every piece coming through here, because that, you can see how my hand's running up and down, and so we'll get that centered, and it'll be centered on the back, and that's all a good thing. Now somebody asked me about the radius. They weren't sure. This is a cutoff piece. Can you see that clearly? This is what came off on the table saw, but look at how it's curved up like that. That's the radius. That's the actual shape that the back of the guitar is going to have. When I turn it over, the back of the guitar is going to go like that. I'm exaggerating here, but that's the way it's going to go. Now, when we end up cutting the sides and everything, again, this is a little exaggerated, but it gives you an idea. We're turning the back this way from front of the guitar to the back of the guitar, and it's going to be domed the same way. Not at exactly the same radius, but it's going to have a dome on it, and that's why I kept saying about the dome and the shell. So we've got the back going like this and going like this, and the top does the same thing. So it's all good. We're ready to go, and I'm going to show you something that's really neat. It's going to take time, and it will probably scare some people, because we're going to take a saw and we're going to saw out those strips that we have to go on the back of the guitar here, and then we're going to use a chisel to clean it all up. So let's get started with that, all right? With the tape dispenser out, I pull up some tape, and I like to put it here just to protect the surface of the back of the guitar. Let me saw the first one here, and the way I do that is I use the square, and I bring the square up, and I get it absolutely perfect. I know, right? And then I just start sawing away, and I'm sawing with the saw tilted like this, okay? Not like that, but like this. Can you see? Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see it here. I've got the saw tilted like that, not flat. So I'm cutting with this front edge here, not the whole saw, all right? So I think you can see that all right. And I'm going to take a lot of time and be careful. Okay, I just moved the tape there. That's what I want to do. I do not want to cut in and score the back. All right. Oh, I think I got a good piece going there. It feels good. Just so slightly and easy. Don't put a lot of pressure on it. Okay, we got that one done. Now, what I'm going to do is take number 1 again. Where did I set that? There it is. And I'm going to check him out again. You know what? He's a little wide. I don't like him. I'm removing that pencil mark. because that would definitely be too wide. All right, so we're going back on here, and I'm going right to the edge. I'm right at the edge now of the cut we just made. So it's right tight up against that edge. I'm going to draw this again. Now let me just check that. I've got the saw blade right on the line. I want to come forward a bit of that because I can always take that off with the chisel. And you'll see me do that in a minute. I'd like these to be fairly tight. Again, I'm sawing with the tip of the saw. It's tilted. All right, that looks pretty good. Now, I'm set the tape aside. Over here I have a box of chisels, and I'm taking out a 1/4 inch chisel, and that looks like it's not too bad. So I am going to, very carefully, I'm starting to see the color of the back over here. That means I'm getting pretty thin. Okay, that's good. I'm down to the back on the one area here. Takes time. It's time well spent. Now I use it like a scraper. Glue doesn't, for the most part, depending on your glue, like Titebond, it doesn't glue to itself. So if you've got glue in here and you go to put glue on the back of the cross brace and you put it in here, it's not gonna hold. You got to get all of the glue off of the back so that you've got a fresh glue joint. That is important. It's one of those life lessons that we learn, right? All right. We're looking pretty good. How close are we? Oh man, we are right on the edge. We are right on the edge. In fact, we are so close here that I'm not going to try and cut this any wider with the chisel. I'm just going to sand the cross piece. See, there's always a workaround for everything. That's what life is about, a workaround. Oh yes, there we go. There's the first one. That's what it's going to look like when it gets installed. Might as well put it right up there top. Perfect, and then we're going to cut off this end, and then in the next video we're going to shape the braces. So I think that's probably it for today. So here's what we've accomplished today. We've cut the other 3 braces where we left off on the last video, and we've put this one together. You can see a little bit of the shape of that. That's just sitting in there right now. It's friction holding that together. It's not glued in place. We'll do that on the Go Bar deck, but I've got to do the others yet. But that gives you an idea of exactly how tight and how perfectly square we want this, because when I put the square up against here, I know it's going to be square because we did that to measure all these lines. So we've accomplished quite a bit today. It's been a good day. And that brings us to that time. Think about how nice it would be to throw your feet back and sit down, roll your chair back if you're in an office, and get yourself a little brew, not brewski, but brew of English breakfast tea, and enjoy your tea. It's absolutely delightful. You know what? When I drink English breakfast tea, I have something happens in my brain. It's like when you subscribe and you hit that subscribe button. Let's see. It's down here. When you hit that subscribe button and you ring the bell and everything, the same thing happens in my head. It just goes blank. It's tea time. Oh man, that is so satisfying. You know what? This is as good as a nice, juicy porterhouse steak. It's just delightful. One more for the road. Wow. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and we're going to head out of here now. I'm done. You have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.